Ibrahim Traoré, what comes in my mind is a great warrior and a captain who will do anything for his country.
Okay.
Because even the way he has supported the agriculture in his country, very, very nice. I would also like to ask him if he was planning to also unite Africa. And then I would be happy if he had said yes. When I get a chance to attend the AU summit, which sits in Ethiopia, I have only one question to ask the members who have been sitting there before.
What question?
What have you been discussing for so long? What have you been talking about for so long? To the extent that some Africans are still fighting, some African countries are still fighting each other.
Welcome, guys. Look, just my people, just looking at me. In this is, I don't know what to say. It's like in Cameroon pidgin we say this one pass my power. Yes, this one pass my power. Why am I saying so? Because listening to this child, right, it makes you to start thinking that, oh, I wish I was this intelligent when I was like him. Like I would have been, by now I'll be a billionaire, I'll be a millionaire, because growing up they made us to have this mindset that we are the leaders of tomorrow. In fact, there was one time I was even asking my colleague, look at me, they say we are leaders of tomorrow. When we're going on, they say we are leaders of tomorrow. This is me doing this, doing that. Where is the rule that they told me that I should focus in education, I should study well so that I'll become somebody great in future? But now coming out with a BSc, coming out with this degree and that degree, I'm unable to even secure a good job. Yeah, just imagine that. Now with this kind of child, if the country was not the way it is, you will probably like predict the kind of position that this child will actually have in the future, because this is to show you that this child is very intelligent. Just look at his age, just look at him. I think that child should be about 10 years if I'm not mistaken. Just look at him, very young and but so smart, so intelligent. This will tell you that this child is actually following up with African news back to back. For him to know what AU is, he says that when he get a chance to meet up with the AU, he's going to ask them what they have been discussing. What they have been discussing, like what have you people been discussing all this while? Why he's saying so is because, according to him, Africans are still fighting themselves. Africans are still falling in the trap. Yeah, they're still getting into the trap of the colonial masters. They are still bound down to the colonial masters. They are still having some issues that were supposed to be resolved or solved by now, but now they keep on having these issues almost every year. And the question is, what have they been discussing? So that's what that child is saying, that when you will meet with the AU, that is African Union, he is going to ask them what they have been discussing all this while, that all of these things are still going on, all of these things are happening. Africa is still backward. African leaders are still bound down to the colonial masters. African leaders are still listening, still following the instructions of colonial masters. That is what this child is struggling to say. And he also went further to say that he appreciates Ibrahim Traoré so much, and he's going to ask Ibrahim Traoré if he can actually be the leader, or that he can unite Africa. Just look at this little child with this kind of mindset, my people. What are you saying? With this kind of mindset, this child is intelligent. Some of us who do not want our children to the kind of series that our children watch, the kind of programs that they watch on TV matters a lot. This is there's no way. It's not just school. I don't think this is just school, right, my people? It's not just school that this child is attending. I think this child follows up with the news, with the daily news, back to back. Because if you see the way he speaks with confidence. He knows exactly what he's saying. He knows what he is saying, so he can't just be guessing. So this is a lesson to all of us. And you know what, our children really need to know about this history. They really need to know about it, so that when they are growing up, a child should be growing up knowing that even if you don't get a job, you can actually look for something to do with your hands. Knowing the kind of country we are in, though Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger are struggling to actually bring things together and handle it in a good way, it is good. But we don't know about the other African countries, if this is going to work well for them. So if it doesn't work well for you, don't just depend on, oh, you're going to school, or if you come out you must look for a job. No, you can learn a trade. Yeah, the way the country is, you need to think, you need to have a plan B. You need to have a plan B, because this child with this mindset, this child is not just going to, with this kind of mindset, I'm telling you, my people, I bet you that this child will not just grow just studying in school. This child will want to learn something else, because he already understands the system. The system might not really favor him, so he will need to do something for himself. He will need to help himself. So if most of us grow up with this mindset, we'll not learn, we'll not be in this kind of shit that we are today. Because some of us just grow up like, oh, we are going to study, and this is what we are going to do in the society. And now, being adults, we are just so stranded. Now, if you want, now probably maybe you're having a family to take care of this, to take care, to start going back to learn a trade, it's kind of really difficult. But with this child having this mindset, you see him growing, he is probably going to learn a trade at his young age, because he knows that the country I'm in future, it might not favor me. Though they say that we are the leaders of tomorrow, I might not even smell that position, because those that ruled my great grandfather, those that ruled my forefathers, they are still there. So where is the position, where is the space that I'm going to occupy? So for that reason, I would rather learn a trade, so that if in future it doesn't favor me, I will know I have something to do, I have problems to solve that will fetch me some money. That is just my people. So just look at this lady child having this kind of mindset, already tells you that all is not where the children are seeing what is going on. Because if you listen to the way he talks, like I said, the kind of questions he's asking, the kind of things he is saying, it will tell you that he's not the only one. There are other children that also their ears are on ground, listening to everything that is happening. That is happening. Just the child is just so intelligent, my people, and I really wish that we should allow our children to follow. Sometimes they should follow this news, some of this African news, history. Yes, they get it from there. They can learn in school, but when they come home during a time where they are showing news, it's good that you should just put the program, let them watch. It's good that you put news, let them listen to. It will open their mind, it will prepare them for tomorrow. Even if you're not there, they are able to handle themselves. They are able to handle themselves. When I saw this, my people, I was like, what an intelligent young boy, smart at the same time. So even little children know about Ibrahim Traoré. What are you saying? France cannot win this battle. They can't win. Even little children know about Ibrahim Traoré, and they even want him to lead the whole Africa and unite the whole Africa. This is to tell you that whatever Ibrahim is doing is not going unnoticed. They are noticing it. The world is watching. The children are watching. Everyone is watching, and they are noticing whatever he is doing, and they are appreciating it as well. My people, let me do get your own opinion at the comment section. I am super excited knowing that a young boy like this actually knows exactly what is happening in his country, knows exactly what the colonial masters are struggling to do, know exactly how the African Union is operating, and if they are helping people or they are not helping people. The child is struggling to know about that. That is so great. That is so great. My people, stay there, comment at the comment section, and if you haven't joined the community, please do well. We always bring news here, and sometimes we bring on news here to speak our mind, state our mind, so that some of us can actually learn from it. Thank you so much for watching. Ensure to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.